Hello and welcome to this edition of Bayou Time. I'm so very glad you are joining us. We appreciate it. Always glad to have with us the experts out on the water. You can see here newly promoted Sergeant Ryan Breaux with Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries. Ryan, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Mr. Keith. Good to be here.
We appreciate it. I know one of those things that we always talk about at the beginning of the summer is how people need to kind of be concerned with safety out on the water, things they need to be aware of. Now that the summer is kind of dragging on a little bit, kind of wrapping up, let's talk a little bit about some of those water safety issues that y'all may have seen over the summer that people really need to still be careful of now.
Yeah, right now, you still got to have your PFDs for everyone on board. If you're 16 and under, you have to wear your life jacket no matter what, as long as the vessel's underway. If the vessel is under 16 feet, controlled by a stiller handle motor, everyone on board, regardless of age, needs to wear a PFD while underway. DWIs, just a reminder for the people out there, DWIs on the water is the same as on the land, is the same consequences. So if you're drunk, don't drive. Have a designated driver. Because this year has been a really, really busy season for boating accidents for us. And they're still coming in pretty strong. I don't know exactly how many we had this year just locally, but it was quite a handful. So keep in mind that if your DL is also suspended for a DWI, on the road, you cannot operate a vessel. That has to be taken care of, and you cannot operate a vessel if your DL is suspended for a DWI on the land or on the water. So keep that in mind. And a float plan. Let's talk about a float plan. You going fishing with your grandpa or your dad, let your wife or your mom know where you're going, what launch you're using, a roundabout time that y'all going to be back. Because if something happens that we get a call that we have to look for an overdue boater, knowing that specific launch, where y'all launched, and the general area of where y'all went, that brings all that search and rescue efforts to a quicker conclusion, and knowing where we need to look instead of looking throughout the whole parish, to where we're more concentrated on a specific area than looking throughout the whole parish, which could take quite some time when time is of essence.
Sergeant Ryan, you bring up a really good point. I know very often, especially for the people that I know, when they go fishing, they don't necessarily want to give away their honey holes. They don't want to give away their fishing spots. But you know what? Tell your wife in confidence, or tell your significant other in confidence where you are, where you're going to be launching out of. And it's a great idea to have, like you said, a float plan, knowing where it is that you're going to be out on the water, if you're crossing the intercoastal or not. If you're going to, especially knowing where you're going to be launching, it's just really important because, like you said, it gives you a concentrated area to go and look at for that. And so it's a really, really great point. And so we got to be able to trust those people that we're bringing the fish home to, right?
Right, and not to mention that let's not forget that a lot of times we don't have cell phone service right where we go. So having a general area is very important to know where we need to look if something was to happen. God forbid nothing happens, but if something were to happen, that helps, because all they're going to tell us is my husband or my son's not home. They said they were going to be back before dark, and it's 9 o'clock already. So you're already 3 hours past due. So if we got to start looking 3 hours behind, well, we need to know where we need to start looking.
Yeah, and those 2 points that really make it important. Are you going saltwater fishing or are you going freshwater fishing? And where are you launching out of? Because quite frankly, the first start is to go to the launch and see if they've come back, see if their boat and trailer are still in the parking lot, or if they haven't come back, and just a general idea about where they were fishing.
Right.
Yeah, and so you mentioned a number of the boating accidents. Is there been maybe some theme that you've seen with regards to those boating accidents? Has it been because people maybe were drinking? Has it been because distractions? Has it been because of issues with the boating equipment itself? Anything in particular that we've seen as a theme this year that you've noticed?
We like for it not to be a factor in a boating incident, but sometimes it is. But a lot of it can be avoided just by avoiding carelessness. You know, just a little bit of common sense out in the water will go a long way. You know, don't be in a rush everywhere you go. You know, take your time. You're coming up to a blind curve, a blind intersection of a place that you're really not sure of. Crack it back, take your time. And lots of times, just taking that extra few seconds can save a lot of heartache in the end.
And so some really great points. We appreciate it very much. Again, congratulations on the recent job change that you've had, which we appreciate, and I always respect that. And so, Sergeant, thank you for your time. We hope to talk to you again real soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. And again, thank you for joining us here on this edition of Bayou Time. It's Sergeant Ryan Breaux, Wildlife and Fisheries. All right, we'll take a short break. When we come back, we look forward to some more local programming. Don't go anywhere.